Hi everybody, so today we are going to be making a hair bow. This is one that I have made already. It's in a gorgeous satiny beautifulness. I put a crocodile clip on the back because I bought a million from them from eBay and now I have to use them all up. This one is particularly good, not in your hair, but also on your outfits. So the first thing we are going to be doing is making up our pieces of fabric. We're going to need one piece which is 16 inches by 6 inches. We're going to need another piece which is 16 inches by 12 and then a third piece which is 4 inches by 2. We also need some scissors, some way of measuring it and a glue gun. Not forgetting the all-important clips. See, I told you I bought a lot. Like, a lot. I've used half of these already. They never end. So, the first one is going to be 16 by 6, despite the fact that I pointed at 15. Let's get chopping. Okay, so by now you should have all your pieces. Okay, all 3 of them. Right, on to step number 2. What we are going to do is we are going to take this long piece of fabric and we're going to fold it in half. You're going to need to go and press this in a minute. But I find just folding down the corners makes a perfect triangle and an ideal mitre. So simply take the corner, fold it down so it lines up and then give it a good press. Just like this. Voila! Then what we're going to do is we're going to sew around the inside, leaving a 2-inch gap at the top so that we can turn it inside out. Yeah, that bit there. We're going to need to cut off that excess which is in the corners. Don't worry, you won't need it for anything. Make sure to leave a good enough seam allowance either side so that you don't end up having holes in the end of your bow ends. It's a new word, by the way. I just made it up. And then we're going to use that little hole and we're going to turn it all inside out, paying really close attention to those corners. Now, you're going to see me being stupid and using my scissors to poke the ends out. Don't do this. This is not sensible. Use something that's a tiny bit blunter so that you don't end up poking your way through your fabric. But it's really important that you get right into that corner. So use whatever you can. Knitting needle, I don't know, blunt object. You're also going to want to, once you've finished poking out the corners, you need to work at the other squared corner that's at the end of the bow as well. So make sure that you get that all nice and sharp so that you can then press the whole thing and top stitch over it. There we go, so just a good press over the top and then top stitching over the whole thing, closing that little hole up where we turned everything inside out. Right, on to the next bit. We're going to take our smaller piece and we're going to fold it in half and we're going to stitch along the top. And then we're going to turn the whole thing inside out and give it a really good press. If you're feeling fancy, you can press your seams open before you turn it inside out. And giving it a good press. And then once you've done that, we're going to fold it in half and we're going to sew together those two short edges. Just like this. Then we're going to turn the whole thing inside out so those raw edges are on the inside. And we'll fold it in half so that that seam matches up with the middle. And then we'll give it yet another press. Okay, we're really quickly going to make the centerpiece. This involves a lot of pressing, so you're going to need to take those short edges at the end, fold them over and give them a press. This helps to keep everything inside and keep it all neat and tidy. Then, once you've done that, we're going to take the long edges and we're going to fold those in as well. Once you've pressed them, which I'm too lazy to do in this video clearly, you're going to fold it over in half again and then top stitch everything. I'll show you again. Fold the long sides over and then fold the entire work over on itself and then top stitch. Ah, bunny. Okay, here we are at assembly. We are going to have all of our bits out and we're going to take the top piece. It's the same format for both pieces. We're just going to pinch them twice. Did you see what I did there? Ta-da! I'll do it again. Pinch at the top, pinch at the bottom, push it together. It really is that simple. I'm going to take some thread and I'm going to hold this in place because I can't hold it with my fingers forever. And I'm going to do the same process for the other piece as well. So it just helps to secure it together, make sure it's all in place nicely. It's also a good opportunity to fan it out, to make sure that it's central, to make any little tweaks. So pinching at the top. Oh, hang on. Let's find the centre first. Okay, pinch at the top, pinch at the bottom, and then use some thread to fasten it. It's up to you whether you want to use thread or whether you want to use something a bit sturdier like some yarn. I use thread because it's easier to hide with the central piece. And then we're going to take our third piece of thread and we're going to attach the top and the bottom piece of the bow together. Well, after we've got rid of our little ends. It's amazing how quickly it all comes together. Right, so it's all tied together. We can use this time to make any adjustments that we want to, make sure everything's central, and get rid of those threads. Right, here comes the fun bits, glue gun time. Heat your glue gun up and we're going to take that central bit and we're going to fold it all the way round the bow. So we're going to decide which side looks prettiest and which one's the front. And what I do is pop a little blob in the front and then centre my central piece. And just hold that on there for a few seconds, wait for the glue to set, and then fold the work over, turn the work over, sorry, and then add a bit more glue. Now it's up to you at this point whether you want to glue in your crocodile clip here or if you want to glue it in at the end. I've shown two options here. This one is glued in at the end, but I'll show you on the black one, it glued in place. It just sort of gives the crocodile clip a bit more stability. And of course, if you're just making bows, you don't have to put the clip in at all. This would be the part that you'd be finished at. Try not to glue your finger to the bow, that's really inconvenient. Right, make sure you've got the smooth side being glued down. Yet again, another dollop of glue there. If you put too much on, do not worry, you can pick it off, the excess this is, you can pick it off Or if you want a really, really nice finish, you can use a like a little blade or a little knife cutter to tidy it up. So this is the one where I glued the fabric into the crocodile clip. The reason it was easy to do for this one was because the fabric's really thin and it didn't add any extra bulk to the clip itself. Whereas with the tartan fabric, because it's a thicker polyviscose, it means that it's going to add more into the clip. And that is how you make a hair bow. Easy peasy, 20 minutes and you're done. Thanks for watching, guys.